って無理やり中に入るつもりだよ。多分この向こうが光の祭壇なのよ。
光の祭壇、そこへ行けばあいつを救う方法がわかるかもしれない。そこをどけ。これ以上お前の好きにはさせない。
Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So let's do a second review of Marquis de Leon. I'll be calling him King Leo in this video, because that's what he's called in the JP game. And it's also easier for me to say than Marquis de Leon. But yeah, the first video that I did of him was probably maybe the most popular video that I've ever made, just as far as a number of views. So I guess people are pretty interested in him. And everybody has him as well if they played through the Dragon Quest event, so that makes sense. If you have a 7-star Wilhelm, then by all means go and use Wilhelm. But for everybody that doesn't, then this kind of supplemental review video might be interesting to you. And then there's a few reasons why I wanted to make a second video of him. I have been using him more, so I understand him better, and I know more of like what he's capable of. And then there's also some very important information which I didn't pick up on the first review, which will be, yeah, pretty much the main reason why I'm making this video here. But anyway, since the last video, I've gotten some more equipment for him. And then this is maybe my favorite build of him. So I did eventually get the Golden Claws. This is his Trustmaster. And then, yeah, pretty decent attack, some nice HP. And this is actually nice for any tank that can use claws, because it does give you the HP. And then it allows him to use the Champion's Belt. This is nice because it gives the attack and defense just the flat values. And then also, I think it's 20% in each of those. So that's a very nice tank piece of equipment there. I also picked up a Black Cowl. I took Hayate through the Earth Shrine, also in the unit intro quest, and I farmed that up. I thought I didn't need this because I have like Precious Hairpin, I have the Rider's Helm, but this is actually a pretty versatile headpiece. A decent amount of spirit as well, so sometimes I even put this on my Leela in order to raise her spirit. And then, you know, she likes hats as well, so she gets that bonus. And then resistance to sleep as well. So yeah, you might think that you don't need Black Cowl anymore, that it's outdated, but I would say it's still very good, so happy to have that. And then Hyul's Clothes as well. Very nice defense for clothes. And then this is my body piece with the highest attack right now. The next closest is like a Cloud's Uniform, or like a Demon's Mail, which gives you 15. So this is almost double the attack value. And then a Blade Master is nice as well if you're going to use a large sword. This is especially good for Explore Eileen. She also gets a boost for wearing clothes, and then she can use great swords. And then Japa Mala, I want you know, equipment or abilities for King Leo that gives him either HP or defense or attack. This gives him 2 of those, so this is very nice. Unless I am using King Leo in the same party as Mercenary Ramza, in which case I do want to put this on Mercenary Ramza for that trust ability. And then for abilities, just like I said with Japamala, anything that gives 2 or more of those 3 abilities, I can put on Marquis de Leon and get lots of benefit from there. The one here, Tomb Raider, this will give him 20% HP, which is nice, and then increases chance of countering, which is something that King Leo is good at. So yeah, that's kind of my favorite build for King Leo, but it's not the build that I've been using the most lately. The one that I've been using the most lately is based on an ability which I totally just did not look into last time, which is the main reason for me wanting to make this video. And that is, which one was it? Here we are, Ruler. Gives him a bunch of stat buffs, which is very nice. It also increases his chance of being targeted by 50%. This is innate in him, and he doesn't have to do anything to activate it. It's just always on. Wilhelm also has this, and then Barusa here, he also has this. This is another option for maybe you know, players that have not pulled Wilhelm. But generally, King Leo, he's going to be the superior choice to Barusa. For one thing, he has much higher stats, and then for another thing, King Leo can equip clothes, and then this will be important in a second. But yeah, because King Leo has the innate 50% provoke, we can give him some items in order to give him 100%. So let's go and do that. For clothes, we want to give him the K Producer's Jacket. This was a kind of a special gift for the 2nd anniversary. It has a little bit of defense, a little bit of spirit. That's not why we're wearing it though. This increases our chance of being targeted by 15%. So now we're up to 65. And then here in accessories, we can give him the yellow balloon. This is another 15% here. And then the final piece of the puzzle is going to come from the shield. However, King Leo, he cannot equip shields just innately. So we're going to give him the gauntlets here. And then this will allow him to equip shields. And so finally we can equip the Mughal plushie, which will give us 30% more innate provoke. So now we have King Leo at over 100%. So that means he has provoke on all the time. He doesn't need to do any action for it, so that's pretty awesome. You could substitute out gauntlets for equip light shield as an ability. So yeah, if you don't have the star quartz, or if you feel like using a certain accessory is more important than using an ability for him, then you can go for that. Gauntlets is nice, however, because it does give him the attack 20%, which is another thing that King Leo wants. But yeah, now that King Leo is 100% innate provoke, it frees him up to do other things during his turns. So this could be like attacking, you know, using one of his many finishing abilities, or you could just guard. That's that action that you take when you flick down on the thing. What that does is that gives you 50% damage cut to all damage. This is physical and magic, which is pretty darn good. And it's actually better than his provoke ability. What is that? Fauna Fighting Spirit. This will reduce physical damage to you by 20%. So yeah, the 50% from the guard is going to be better from that. The one advantage that Fauna Fighting Spirit has over just the regular guard is that this also increases your chance of countering. So if you're, focusing on a counter build for Leo, then maybe this ability would be better than the guard. But yeah, if you've been playing long enough and then you have, enough of these items, the Mughal plushie, the jacket, and the yellow balloon, then you could make Leo or Wilhelm or Barusa, 100% innate provoke. And that's very, very useful. And then I've been using Leo lately. It's been really helpful. He was my provoke tank in Hisako, that recent limited time quest. And that was very useful in there because this boss, she can, drain your MP. She can also berserk your guys. But, if Leo has that innate provoke, then he'll take more of the MP drain and more of the berserk attacks. And then he can still function, because even if he has no MP, he can still do the provoke. And then even if he is berserked, he can still do the provoke. So that was really, really useful for that fight. So yeah, this is a pretty nice technique, one that I've been using a lot lately. And he's been, very good in recent quests. Okay, so let's take Leo into Fenrir. And then, yeah, I did record this. I was thinking about, doing a video about Fenrir. But it's kind of old already. And then I don't even get all of the missions. But I can use this video just to show off Leo, because he was pretty great in here. And then the way that I have him equipped, he has the 100% innate provoke with the balloon and the plushie and the jacket. Alright, so this first turn we will do the flora fighting, whatever it is, to draw the attacks. That will improve his counter chances. He did take a lot of damage. I don't think he was broken very well since Knight Delita's limit break was not filled up. But still, Leo was able to take it without going down. And then with Ayaka, let's heal everybody and then give them the HP barrier. And then with Ramza and Delita, we'll chain with them. And then the idea is to finish that fire chain, which works on Fenrir, with a summon from Rydia. But I can also, use Leo's finishing skills to finish that chain, because he essentially has a free turn every turn. Alright, so there, Leo had his guard up, so he took much less damage from those physical attacks. And yeah, that was just fine. He also countered with his Starry Sky counterattack, which breaks the boss's attack, which means less damage for Leo later. And then also pretty decent damage, considering that the boss has the physical resist from Leo's counterattacks. But yeah, we'll just guard with him again. And then we'll do another chain here. My timing is a bit off, but still decent damage. Okay, taking the hits just fine. Leo does have the paralysis on. He does get some status immunities from equipping his Trustmaster, the Golden Claw, but he doesn't get all of them. So if you really needed like a certain status immunity, you can give him some kind of ability or maybe a hat to give him that. But yeah, even if he is paralyzed, he will still have that, 100% innate provoke, so he'll still be useful. Okay, so there, Fenrir used his automatic KO attack. That went to Leo because of the provoke. And this is a good example actually to show how he is, has some advantages over other provoke tanks. I am going to heal him with Ramza here. And then for other provoke tanks, this would be kind of a bad situation to be in, because on the turn that a character is revived, they can't act. But Leo doesn't need to act because he has the innate provoke. He does not get any damage mitigation because he can't act. But we can give him a re-raise from Ayaka, and then that should make him take the attacks and then survive until the next turn. Okay, even though Leo didn't take any actions this turn, he's still drawing all of the attacks, so that's pretty great. And then Mercenary Ramza, he's my magic tank. So him and Leo, they can work pretty well. I was worried that once I got 7-star Mercenary Ramza, that would obsolete Leo. But it turns out that they work fine together, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so we cross the 80% threshold here. Fenrir will do his, automatic KO attack. That will go to Leo, of course, because he has the provoke. But he will come back up because he has the re-raise, and then his innate provoke is still there at 100%. So he'll take the rest of the physical attacks after he gets up. So yeah, he's doing his job pretty much all the time. And then he does have that cooldown skill, which is the full break for like 60%. So if Knight Delita, if I want to do something else with him, like if I want to chain with him, or if I want to do like a kind of an off heal with his wish command, then Leo could certainly step in there and do that. And I think that will do it for this video. We won't watch this clear all the way to the end, but Leo does great. I don't get the clear with Esper mission because I used Knight Delita's limit break, and it did much more damage than I was expecting, so I took down the boss by accident there. But yeah, Leo is pretty good, and he was good enough that I felt he deserved 2 videos, actually. I will put a link to the previous Leo review somewhere in here, and then I'll put a link to this video in the first Leo review there. Alright, hopefully that was interesting. Hopefully that gives you some more ideas about how to use King Leo. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.